Hi guys, Yowie Chaser. Alright, today we have a few Dogman sightings. Alright, so the first one we're going to get into was I believe it was in Sydney, but we haven't got the actual details of where it happened. So I was about 15 to 16 years old, walking home from a friend's place at about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning with the friend I was living with at the time. My mate was pushing a BMX, and we were just talking and laughing as we walked home. All of a sudden, we saw what looked like two very large greyhounds jump over a set of mailboxes at some flats, apartments, and landed in the middle of the road. The mailboxes appeared to be about 1.5 meters tall and about 5-6 meters from the road. In the moment, I thought it was a little strange, but kept watching them. What I witnessed at that moment was something I will never forget in my life. The two greyhounds, as they ran down the road, appeared to both stand up on their hind legs and morph into a much bigger, much beefier being, of which I can only describe to being like a Yowie, which I guess is the equivalent of Sasquatch to our friends from America and other countries. These Yowies both ran around the corner about 200 meters in the direction we came, and we both sat there dumbfounded. A few seconds later, we heard what sounded like a small female child scream in terror. Keeping in mind it was 3 a.m.-ish in the morning and there were no children out. We both looked at each other in horror without saying a word. I jumped on the handlebars on the bike and he pedaled that bike non-stop all the way home, about 2 kilometers away. When we got home, we locked all the doors as we had no idea what we'd just seen or if they had seen where we went. And after a little while, I asked him to describe what he had seen to me as I was in disbelief, and he explained the exact same thing I witnessed. That is probably the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've only told a few people about it, and I don't think a single person has believed me. They all stuff like drugs, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. The image I provided here is pretty much what I saw, except I only seen it from behind as it was running down the road. So yeah, I never got the image, so I don't know what that was about. All right, now we'll head over to the next one. All right, so these are all left in the comments on if you go to Yowie Sightings Australia, make sure you type in Yowie Sightings Australia, guys, because I think people are all going to a different group. This group seems to be growing crazy at the moment, so I believe that people are typing in Yowie Sightings Australia, but Facebook's directing them to another group and not to my group, just by how many people are joining. Anyway, so this guy, he said, John Keel has pointed out that when something paraphysical occurs, it is often accompanied by a sound of a baby crying or a woman scream. It's interesting, eh? I don't know who John Keel is, but we need to look him up. All right, so this next sighting is driving home to Blaney from Newcastle in 2007. My eldest daughter, driving between Lithgow and Bathurst on the Mid-Western Highway, Linsdale State Forest, we saw a very large dog-like animal walking on the road. We thought it was a fox from a distance. When we got closer, it turned its head and looked at us. Headlights on, high beam. We'll never forget them. Wicked big eyes. It was huge, with very long legs. A wolf-like head and a shaggy-looking fur. It was the scariest thing we'd seen. This was around 12:30 a.m. It walked off into the pine trees. We still mention that experience at times. So yeah, that's full on, eh? So we'll have a look around. So it looks like a bloody good place around here, doesn't it? I had some I don't know. I had some reports around here, not far from there. from some security guards that used to had a few problems around there. They were walking their dogs, and their dogs would go crazy. They actually maybe caught something on camera. Don't know. Can't say too much about it. So yeah, all right. Now, where's the next one? All right, hang on a sec. All right, so this one was in 1986, guys. They were heading back to Warwick. Now, the thing is, they didn't say where this happened. They just said it was I think it says a border. So I was having a quick look around on the maps, and I can't really find anything. The border's down here, guys, if you can see my mouse. And then it goes all the way back to bloody Tenterfield or something. So I don't know exactly where it was. But anyway, we'll read the story out. They might fix it up later. Like I said, all these stories on Yowie Sightings Australia, guys. Yowie Sightings Australia. No other groups. Make sure you go to Yowie Sightings Australia. You're going to the wrong group. All right, so I was driving back home just after Christmas, 1986, with two of my elder sons. They were 9 and 7 at the time. We were heading back to Warwick, Queensland. To work, it was around 3 to 3:30 a.m. Followed two trucks from Queensland border. One hit a kangaroo, one slowed right down, as roos were everywhere. I just crossed over a cattle grid on the road and was going about 30 miles per hour back. Then, LOL, suddenly this huge black thing, Dogman, was on the road in front of us. I had to stop. It was taller than my Ford Escort I was driving. We all started screaming. It was just standing there, drooling, and then it disappeared. Sounds crazy, but I heard it saying, "Be quiet." I heard it saying, "Be quiet," just before it disappeared. My guess, it was more interested in the kangaroos that night, thank goodness. I was searching for years, trying to find out what it was. Werewolf in London came out, and we watched it for years. After that, we all freaked out, as it was so much like it. So I definitely believe they are here, and Yowies, and who knows what else is out there. They're here, all right. We've had a few sightings. So we've had them in Dolby, just out of Dolby. That was a good one. I don't know, these guys had guns and everything. They jumped out of the car, and the thing was chasing them up the road. And then we've had them down in Currumbin, Crystal Creek, all around that sort of area. All right, we'll move on to the next one. All right, once again, you've got to tell me where these places are, guys. It says Princess Highway, Southwest Victoria, right? So if you go Southwest Victoria, it could be anywhere. The Princess Highway runs all the way along like the water there, guys, down the bottom. So Southwest could be anywhere here. So there's a few little areas. They've got a bit of bush. I don't know. They don't have to be bush because the ones that I've heard won't. All right, so this one, listen to this one. I'll just leave the little map up there for you. Yep, I had one come out of nowhere and at the speed of light take out the front of my car on the Princess Highway down the road from where I live in country Southwest Victoria. But about 10 years ago, I reckon it was a werewolf, but you guys call them Dogman. So YC, you know there's another YC. I'm the YC around here, mate. Go get another name. Yowie Chaser. All right, YC. No other YC. So I said, did you see it run off? No, I only saw large black shape like a large wolfhound type dog, except bigger, coming at me from the side, moving at tremendous speed. I thought I'd hit a man. Weird thing was that it was a rainy night and there was a ute parked on the opposite side of the road and a police car parked up the road on the intersection. I limped my car up to the cops and told them I thought I'd hit a man. They didn't give a shit. I just moved on back to my home. My intuition told me that I hit was a wolf. Weird shit. All right, so I actually put more in there. I asked about the bloody insurance. So yeah, I don't know how come that's missing. It's missing out of there. Oh yeah. There it is. It says, "Where's your car insurance?" Yes. What did you tell him? Oh, I just said an animal ran out in front of me. When I stopped to look, there was nothing on the road. There was some black wiry hair. That was all. So yeah, what black wiry hair? That's pretty weird. Geez, imagine if you still had that car. I wonder if you got any photos of it. Did I ask you that? I don't know. So, yeah. So, they're definitely out there, guys. So, all right. Now, the next story I'm going to tell you, right, is from Austinville. All right. So, Austinville's at the bottom of, it's at the bottom of, Springbrook. Okay. So, this place here, Bongin, whatever you call it, Bongin on. Heaps of Yowie sightings from in there. Look, Currumbin. Look, this is where all the dog sightings are, all down through here, all along Crystal Creek. I don't know if you can see all that where I'm going, but anyway. So this one day I was down here at this place because there was a report that there was a Yowie scene down there. So I went down there, and then there's actually a sign there where it happened. Anyway, I was just driving through. Anyway, I stopped because I seen I was coming back, and I seen this little tractor across the creek somewhere here. Anyway, this guy stopped in a car, right? And he goes, "What?" He goes, "How you going, mate? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking at the tracks, you know." He goes, "Oh yeah, I thought you're." He goes, "I thought you're a backpacker." He goes, "I'm moving out of here." I said, "Oh yeah, no worries." Anyway, well, we got talking for a while, and then he told me that he's the unofficial ranger of the area. He lives in the bush, right? He lives in the deep, deep bush down there, right? Like, there's no houses near him. There's nothing near him. If you look on the map, you'll find his house, right? That's where he lives. So straight away, man, I wished I recorded it. I said, "Have you seen any Yowies?" He said, "No." He goes, "My mate down the road has." His mate was the one that put the sign up, so he's seen him numerous times, right? So he goes, "This is where he lives. Go talk to him." So I did go back down there to talk to him, but he wasn't home. All right. I said, "Have you seen?" He goes, "Nah, I haven't seen nothing." But he did say that on his property, right? He lives in the middle of nowhere. That he has humongous snakes. He goes, "They are massive, right? Massive, massive snakes." And guess what else he said? He goes, there's giant dogs running through here. Giant German Shepherd looking dogs. He goes, "They are huge." Okay? That's all he said. Now, at the time, I didn't think of bloody Dogman. But maybe that's what he was trying to tell me. You know, people don't like to talk about it. And if you're the unofficial ranger, you're going to say, "Oh, yeah, I got Dogman." So everyone's going to be saying, "Oh, the unofficial ranger said he's got Dogman." So there you go, guys. Now, I'm telling you, where he lives, he will know what's going on. Like, people that live where there's Yowies don't know they got Yowies in their backyard. This is the thing. It's just lucky if you see him. I don't know if it's lucky, but it might be unlucky. It's just by chance that you see him. It's a big area out there, guys. So, anyway, all right. Well, so the next thing is, so Currumbin. We'll go to Currumbin. So, someone in the thing put up that there's heaps of stuff in Currumbin. Yeah, we already know that. I said about the Dolby one. There's another guy who he doesn't want me to mention any of his stories. He's got some this guy. He's got to go onto the site. Go onto Yowie. Please, listen to me, guys. Go onto Yowie Sightings Australia, okay? And there's a guy on there. He doesn't want me to put all this on video because he has another mate that does videos, and that guy wants him to tell the stories, right? He goes, "Oh, let me tell you stories on my YouTube channel," right? So he can't just go and give them to me when that's his mate, you know what I mean? This guy has the freakiest stories, right? So he's saying on his property, all right, I'll tell you where he lives. That's all I can do. He lives at Limpenwood, all right? He reckons that one night there could have been a war between Yowies and... Did he say Dogman? I don't know if he said Dogman or werewolves. He said that the dogs were going off. They were going crazy. Werewolves were going crazy. He reckons there was a war going on. So I'm telling you now, go on there and read what this guy's wrote. I want to tell this story. You have got no idea the stories this guy's got. And one of them will just freak you right out what this Yowie's done. Okay? Now, I've thought about the story, what he told me, and anyway. It's about a lookout. That's all I'll say. All right? Go and read the story about the lookout. okay, that backs onto those ranges. Now, I went there and had a look, and it's pretty full on. All right, so we've told the ranger story. So yeah, I told you about Yowie, Crystal? Yeah, so there's a few people have seen him around. You know the sugarcane fields down around Crystal Creek and all that back way into Chillingham and all that, and up through the border. If you go people have seen him through there, running, chasing cars, running through there. There's a guy in the group, man. He used to put up everywhere where they've been seen. All right, so we've done all that. And then there's a channel in America that does a big story on that Dogman too. I don't know what it's called. I don't watch those shows. All right, so now this another guy wrote on here. He said that my cousin was living. This is in Ireland, guys. In Ireland, at Limerick, and about Limerick Island, and about same age. Also back in the early 80s, he described a wolfhound-looking dog walking on all fours, suddenly morphed into a human adult male and refused to talk about it since our first and last conversation about his encounter. Ireland is known for otherworldly stuff since pagan days. They are real as we are. Same, the Indians talk about it all the time. It's just that, people probably have been seeing them here in Australia, but they would probably just call them bloody Yowies because they used to call Yowies gorillas. Okay, they're probably been seen. And people don't like talking about Yowies. Imagine if you said you seen a dog running down the road on two legs. No one's going to believe you. Okay? So, yeah. All right, so I don't know what this guy wrote, but he wrote, I agree with Jonathan. They can come and go and be seen by some people and not others. On a property we had many encounters. There was a loud humming sound. Could not find where it was coming from. It lasted 2 days, then stopped. So, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on, mate. We don't know what's going on, guys. Okay, that's the end, right? So, guys, if you got a sighting, just, like I said, go over to Yowie Sightings Australia. Make sure you put in Yowie Sightings Australia, please. Don't go to the other Yowie site. All right? Now, from now on, I'm going to do the sightings, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you about, I don't know, the comedy part of what I do, okay? So I'll tell you now, there was this guy, guys. This guy's obsessed that there's no Dogman, okay? You write the word Dogman anywhere on my site, he would jump up and down. I had gout, guys, right? And I'll sit at home doing nothing. I thought I was going to stir this guy. So he'd write a story, right? And he would just go on, man. The stories that this guy was writing was unbelievable about there's no such thing, blah, blah, blah. You know what you're talking about, blah, 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 all this. He just went crazy, man. Hey, it was so entertaining. Sorry, mate, but that was funny at the time. Anyway, I left him on the site, but he just kept going on it. Anyway, when I put this sighting up that we just did now, I warned everyone, if anyone writes anything, you don't believe it or whatever, just move on. Don't say nothing. But this guy, see, because I knew he was going to write on it. It was actually probably meant for him because I know he can't help himself. Straight away, you should have heard this guy. You post fake stuff. This is a fake page. It just went on and on. Then he reckons, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. He reckons that he knows who I am and that I'm a fat, baldy guy and I live in Jim Boomba and I drink at the Jim Boomba pub. Well, listen here, mate. I'm very sorry to tell you, I don't drink. I don't take drugs, and I don't even smoke cigarettes. I've never had a cigarette in my life, so there you go. Don't even like drinking. It's crap, okay? I don't like it. It doesn't do nothing for me. All right, and I do not take drugs. All right, so that was the... He reckons he knows who I am. I don't know where he got his information from. He goes, I checked with all the people. Anyway, you know what, mate? You need more time in the bush. More time in the bush. You need to get out there. Okay, you reckon you've had all these Yowie encounters and all that, right? And I used to ask him questions. If you know so much, he reckons he knows everybody. I know this person. I know this guy. I know this guy. Oh, I know this guy. Well, obviously you don't know everybody because you haven't seen a Dogman. Now, when you find out Dogman's rule or you go see one, you come back and apologise, right? Especially apologise to other people in the group, and we'll have a think about putting you back on because you don't seem like a bad sort of guy. I actually like you, but you got to be punished, okay? You can't just keep doing whatever you think you can on my group, okay? Now, you had numerous warnings, numerous hundreds. You just kept going. Anyway, that was a comedy, guys. So just like you didn't do your research on Dogman, right? Because you're wrong about Dogman. You're also wrong about the research you did on me, okay? So you're not a very good researcher. Straight away, I can tell you right now. You failed miserably. Alright, guys, that's all I got. If you got a slide and you want me to read it out, or you want some more comedy, let me know, man, in the description. If you don't want to hear me talk about shit that goes on in my group, I can talk about it all day. The things I see, plenty more for you, don't you worry. Anyway, this is what I got to deal with, guys. Alright, see you later, guys. Just remember, if you want to go to Yowie signing, if you want to report your Yowie signing, you'd like me to read it out, go to Yowie Signings Australia, or you can message me at Yowie Chaser. And make sure if you go to Yowie Sightings Australia, you only go to Yowie Sightings Australia group. Alright, thank you guys. See you later. See you on the next one. Happy Yowie chasing.